I'm gonna give you a tool that's called the 131 that teaches your team how to be better problem solvers so that when they're coming to you, they're not asking you to solve their problem. They're asking you for advice and counsel on the solutions they've thought of. The other morning as I pulled into the office, I was sitting in my car thinking, okay, what am I walking into this morning? What's gonna be on the other side of that door? I got my jacket, my backpack, my keys in my hand, a cup of coffee that I picked up at Starbucks, and I'm walking in and I can just think, am I gonna walk into, it's gonna be fine and peaceful and everything's gonna be great? Or am I gonna hit somebody who's just at 100 miles an hour, their emotions are at 11, they've got a problem and they need me to fix it, and boom, hit that with that wall. Has that ever happened to you? I was thinking about it and I'm thinking, as I work with the leaders I coach, I often think that there's some really practical things you gotta think about. And this is one of them, because when that happens, several things can happen to you biologically, physiologically, psychologically, and all the other ologies that you can think about. And really what happens is your amygdala can get hijacked.
The amygdala, a key structure in the brain's limbic system, acts as our emotional alarm, triggering the fight or flight response during moments of fear or stress.
That's the technical term. You walk in, they go to 1,000,000, and you're like, all of a sudden you're at 1,000,000. They hit you with that stress, and all of a sudden you're in fight or flight. Before you know it, you are so wrapped into it, and your whole entire day just got hijacked because that calm, everything was great, I have my coffee, it's been a beautiful morning, and all of a sudden my day just goes out the window. The good news is you can prepare for this. There's a way you can handle this and maintain your calm, de-escalate the challenge, and actually solve the problems quicker and faster, and not throw your day out the window. The first thing you need to think about when you have a situation like that and you're surprised by somebody's emotions and they're already thinking about the process and they haven't caught you up, is you can easily go into a fight or flight response. Their emotions are just everywhere, and they say things and they do things sometimes to make you think or feel that it's your fault. First thing you need to do is you need to stop and go, whoa, wait a minute. You need to actually mentally and emotionally throw up a shield in front of you, between you and them, and go, what's going on here? Don't be responsive, don't react, don't be attacking to them. Just get to the place where you're practicing that idea that you can go, stop. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know what's going on. I just walked in. For some reason, their emotions are kicked up, and you want to be able to go, how do I help you? So stop, what's going on? And the first thing I always ask is this an emergency right now that's life or death? Like something might actually be going on. You're doing a triage. Is this life or death? Yes. Okay, describe what the life or death is. Because sometimes you got this thing, right? You want to do it, you want to fix it and everything, and it's super important to you, and it's life or death now, even though it could wait a day or two. So you ask them and you find out. If it's something that's actually going on in your office, in your team, with a client, a budget, something broke, that you need to respond to quickly, you need to know what that is so that you can kick into a response that's appropriate. If you need to act now because one of your employees has had a seizure and they're in the back and you need to call 911 and you just walked in on it, you need to know and be able to quickly go to it. But you also need to figure out, wait a minute, they just got yelled at by a client, or something happened, something just went wrong, or they had a fight with an employee and they're just engaged and ramped up. So you find out, is it an emergency or not? If it's not, I know it's not an emergency. Can I put my stuff down? Because I was thinking about walking into the office. Let me go into my office, put my stuff down, get settled, and then I'll come back to you in 5 minutes. What I just did in that scenario is I put myself in a situation where I could pause, step out of it for a moment, because I identified if it was an emergency. It's not. I'll come back to you, and I specifically gave myself time to regroup and let my emotions settle a little bit, let my thoughts settle, and I gave them a specific time I would come back to them. That's really critical. You need to be able to make sure that they feel heard, honored, and then that you give them a specific time. Go take care of what you need to do, come back and go, okay, could you please catch me up and move me back to the beginning? And then I always come in and go, it is clear that you're frustrated and that you want me to solve it. I need you to come up with 3 solutions on how that would work. A 131 stands for 1 problem, 3 possible solutions, and then 1 thing that the person thinks is the best solution out of all. And then I can sit there and think and listen to them, or their peers can. Oh, I know clearly what your problem is. We call it a bluff, bottom line up front. And then here's 3 potential ways I thought of to solve it. And then out of those 3, I think this is the best solution. So would you give me some feedback and let me know what you think? Totally changes everything you can think of about the way your team is solving problems. If they don't have a 131 and they're all stressed out, what I ask them to do is, can you think? Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Can you think about it? If not, I have two choices. Choice number one is I'm gonna actually help them in the midst of that stress place where their amygdala is already hijacked, that I'm gonna help them think through three things. I'm gonna walk them through it. I'm gonna make sure and measure the language that I use and the volume I use. And I'm gonna try and be in a firm, calm, assuring tone. I'll go, we're gonna take care of this. Just walk with me through it. Follow me. Like you would in any kind of emergency situation. You follow me, keep your eyes on me, and let's go. That's option number one. And sometimes I actually do that. I enjoy it, I like to care for my staff, but there are times when this problem shouldn't be my problem. It shouldn't be landing on my desk, and it did. It's not my monkey, it's somebody else's monkey. So if I'm not going to help them through it, what I do is I find a staff member, I need you to go to so-and-so, I need you to work with them, or I take them to so-and-so and I said, hey, I need you guys to brainstorm for a few minutes without me in the picture, and I need you to brainstorm a 1-3-1. Talk about it. Would you give her some advice, some counsel? A couple of things happen there. One, I train them not to always bring it to me directly as the manager or the leader of the company. Second thing I start doing is I'm regularly coaching them and encouraging them to coach each other, peers to coach each other, or their manager. When you encounter these situations, if you can think about triage, taking a moment, getting a 1-3-1 and walking through it, you inevitably will not be kicked off. You will not go into fight or flight. You will not have your day ruined. And you will turn out to be the hero in the situation because you help them solve it and you help them get out of a place where they were scared or felt backed into a corner and didn't know what to do. I want to give you a couple of thoughts from scripture that'll actually help you frame your thought process on this and maybe your approach and put you in the right mindset. One is a proverb and it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath. What we're talking about there is that idea of when there's a lot of emotion coming from you, do not react in kind and attack. That's going into that fight or flight. Another one is in the New Testament, in the fruit of the Spirit, in Galatians chapter 5. It actually says, I want gentleness or forbearance or long suffering. There's a couple of words in there, but that word gentleness there actually means meekness, if you've heard of it. It means power under control. It's what they talk about, a wild Mustang that is all this power that has actually been broken. It's not meek and mild and gentle in the sense of wimpy. It's that strength. You actually have all your capacity and all your strength. So when you're thinking about this and these explosions happen of wrath or just the emotions that come from your employees, that you have that control to be able to go, I'm so centered in God and in the Lord, and I have such a perspective that I can respond to that wrath with a gentle term. I can respond to that explosion of emotion in a way that is power under control and I don't have to be triggered by it. And in the midst of this whole process of a company, these are critical things that we watch our community because the faster we can help them get back on focus and get their emotions dialed in and under control, the better the work's gonna be, the faster they're gonna solve problems, and the less you're gonna walk through the door in the morning with a cup of coffee in your hand going, isn't it a nice day? And be hitting the wall with, oh crap, what am I gonna do? And when are you gonna solve my problem? And that's the way you avoid getting hijacked at work.